Hello, and just we here from going back to a new Simpsons review. And if you didn't see the last one, go and check it out. And this episode right here is actually a relatable one. I can actually relate to because something that happens in this episode has actually happened in my family. Yeah, part in my family what happens in this episode actually happened in my family about almost 5 years ago. But the episode starts with this bad cop kind of going on. And they go to the pastor's house and wondering if this is the address, which, no, it's obviously not the address. That's next door, which the guy already leaves. And again, I keep having to describe the cops of how stupid that they are on here. Like, he's describing a car that's, like, the car is a car, like he says. Like, come on now. And Homer's obviously eating lots of food on the bed, and Marge is worried about his heart, which Homer starts to have some problems, which it seems like, which Bart's like, you want to say something where the people went? And yeah, showing some gross stuff, but Homer starts to have another attack pretty much, which he's pretty much eating, of course, and having a thought process. Some oatmeal, which he says there's a bug in it, even though there wasn't. And the food that he is eating, Bart says there's a bug, and he said, and then just eats it. Which, he's trying to go past this house that has this car with a house. He starts trying to break it. This guy, obviously, and it blows up. The house. Like, yeah, I'm laughing because a car went into the ditch and pretty much blew up. And the house, too. And this guy pretty much, Homer's getting gas, and he says, he's describing of his problem, and he said that his heart is on his last pounding, which, we're talking about with his son, and obviously, Mr. Burns looking at Homer, obviously, just, and wondering if one of those has a poison donut, and obviously, there's no poison donut, because, well, Smithers says that the lawyers consider that murder, which he is not pleased, which he's just sleeping, and he tells Homer to come into his office, which he starts saying these different things, negative and positive, which start getting Homer's heart to do some very weird stuff, and eventually Homer dies for a second, pretty much. Yeah, Homer pretty much dies for a second, and when he says cancel the meatloaf or something, he basically goes back. So he's taken to the hospital, or the emergency room, pretty much, and we see all these different patients, and the chief pretty much having his jaw locked in place, and Marge getting, of course, a call about Homer, and yeah, Selma and Patty don't even care, which they do some of those electric kind of things to get Homer back, which, yeah, Marge's obviously worried about Homer, which he then realizes, or goes back to a thought process when Grandpa Simpson was seeing baby Homer, and he's got a pizza, and he tells the nurse, how did he get that? And she's like, which he starts singing, and Grandpa Simpson, like, he's gonna make him a millionaire, which his voice starts to change, and he's like, which, yeah, the doctor describes that Homer just had a heart attack, pretty much, and is needing heart surgery. Which, yeah, they're doing sewing some things here, and running some tests, and yeah, pretty much he's needing open heart surgery. And this is what I'm describing. Homer's having the exact same thing that one of my sisters needed. She had an open heart surgery about what is going to be 5 years in November. And Homer's having to have an open heart surgery. That's what I mean by something relatable. Something that would not need to be remembered, but still, that I can relate to actually having something like that, actually seeing it happen. Which they don't have the money for it, which Homer obviously is worried. Which he's talking to this guy, trying to sign this thing, which, yeah, starts to have another one, ends up back in the hospital. And says that he's in a place where people are in red and pointing pitchforks at him, which, yeah, that's not a place where he wants to be. So he's trying to ask different people to borrow some money, like the pastor, Krusty's dad, this random guy, and this doctor that we've seen several times is, of course, advertising a commercial of how he can do it. And yeah, he says that they have no choice pretty much. And they're pretty much having to tell, Homer's pretty much having to tell the kids of what would probably happen. Which, yeah, he's pretty much describing that he may die. Homer may die if this thing does not go well. Which, again, the kids start to cry. And he doesn't make the situation worse, which, again, he keeps messing with the thing. And yeah, it turns out Flanders is also there, because he's getting some stings removed. Which, the doctor comes in, which, yeah, he goes out of the window. Homer's all scared. Ned is praying, which Homer starts to, but they say no to it. Which, Lisa answers the question of what is heaven, pretty much, in their class, in the church, and she describes Homer obviously doing the exact same thing that he's doing while there. Krusty comes.
You want to come work on these pretzel things?
Yeah,
real quick?
hang on. And, just describing of what, and how that's not makeup that he's wearing. His dad comes in, his friends comes in, just doing some stings, saying that it was hard to replace him. Barney and Moe come with this thing and a bear on the house for him. Lisa going through some things. The doctor trying to watch this program. And yeah, pretty much Homer telling his kids some words. Then the surgery is going to happen now, which the doctors are waiting. Patty and Selma are introducing this random guy to Marge. They're doing a toast to Homer. Everybody's all sad with Homer. And the doctor is not wondering or not realizing what to do until Lisa tells him the surgery is all good. We see this guy that has his hand as a foot and leg as a... Which, yeah, Homer is all good. And his heart is back to normal. But yeah, a real great episode. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you on the next one.